Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. It's Tuesday morning already, coffee kind of morning. This week's flying by. I hope it doesn't go too fast. This is going to be my contest entry for the wonderful Jeff Whitcher of Vinyl Destination. Jeff's such a great guy. So serious but so funny at the same time. Congratulations to Jeff for his 1,000 subs. That's just remarkable. It's quite a feat. Not only in the vinyl community and YouTube on its own. I hope to get there one day. Inch by inch, I'm climbing up. But Jeff, you've just got an amazing channel. Your sense of humor is above everyone else's, and you've got a wonderful channel. Great taste in music as well. So he's got a cool contest going on. Show your favorite band and tell us why. And that was pretty easy for me. But also, I'll let Jeff know that you've submitted your entry. Also, the main thing is to be a subscriber to his channel. So if you don't know Jeff's channel, I'll leave a link below. But go over to his channel, like, subscribe, leave great comments, by the way, as well. And let's all support Jeff. Let's all support everyone in the vinyl community. Let's just get right down to it. It's a great community. Tons of great people in the community, and we all need love and support. And definitely give Jeff that. So before I get into everything, please hit the like and subscribe button below. Speaking of subscriptions, thank you to all that have liked and subscribed so far. I greatly appreciate it. I want to continue to put great content out there to be informative and to show you guys some great bands and artists that I have in my collection. It's because of you guys, your likes, your subscriptions, your wonderful, wonderful comments that keep me going, keep me motivated to do this kind of thing, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you all. So this is pretty easy. Deep Purple. And no, this is not their first album, obviously, but this is where I started with them. I discovered these guys way back in public school. That was a couple years ago, or middle school, as you guys in the States think of that. Grade 7. We had a great music teacher, Mr. Finnegan, who would let us bring albums in every Friday, if I remember, and play them, and that's how we discovered a lot of great albums. So someone brought this album in and played it, and I just had to have it. This is not the original. This is a 180 gram vinyl version of it, but it's been my favorite ever since. I've never not wanted to listen to it. Even Smoke on the Water, which I tried to play and learn to play. Wore out records trying to play. Never did get it right. I think every music store in the world was against this song, because every kid wanted to learn how to play Smoke on the Water, for sure. But great album made in Japan. One of my favorites, still one of my favorites. Still listen to it today. Every song on it's amazing. The deep cuts are some of my favorites. Yeah, this is how I discovered Deep Purple. And then from there, I went on to Made in Japan, which I heard my favorite songs live, and I was just blown away again. What a fantastic performance of some great tracks. This is one of the greatest live albums at the time put out there, for sure. Fantastic album, and to hear these guys play, and to hear the drum solos, the guitar solos, Ian Gillan's vocals, just amazing stuff. Of course, I only knew the Mark II version of the band. There's been, I think, 5 versions of the band, and that's how I got my start. So the Mark II version, Ian Gillan on vocals, Roger Glover on bass, Richie Blackmore, the great guitarist, the amazing John Lord on keyboards, and Ian Pace on drums. One of my favorite drummers as well. Just a remarkable drummer. So again, Made in Japan, and then I got into In rock, again, I didn't go in in any order of their albums. I kind of went all over the board, but to hear this against Machine Head was almost completely different. This is a harder album for sure. You got Child in Time, which is just an opus of a song. Ian Gillan's vocals are just outstanding. Speed King, the hard heavy Speed King, kind of starting off. A lot of their earlier albums started off with a banger. So Highway Star, Speed King, just remarkable stuff. But yeah, that was my next delve into Deep Purple, and again, just blown away. Then I get into Fireball. This wasn't it. I had, oh, there's another one I had. This is another remake of Machine Head. It's got the second CD has different guitar solos, which I'm not big on, but I prefer the remixed version of the album. So Fireball, yes, I hadn't had this one for a while. Just picked this one up recently, but this was I did have the vinyl back then, and I'll tell you a story about that a little later on in here. But again, starting off with Fireball, big hit. No, 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 Anyone's Daughter, and just a different track. It's more of a bluesier album, and it's really good, really good. Anyone's Daughter is a cool track. It's got that cool piano bits to it, completely different from anything that they played on their albums, and it's really one of my favorite songs out of that album. Then Who Do We Think We Are? This would be, unfortunately, the last with Ian Gillan and Roger Glover. Richie Blackmore never really got along with Ian Gillan, even though he recruited them into the band way back when. But Woman from Tokyo, one of my favorite songs on there. It's a hard rock blues album for sure. It wasn't quite as strong as Fireball or Machine Head, but still great. Still great album. So after that, I did something stupid, as I've heard many of you guys tell this tale. And it was the 80s, got rid of all my albums. I felt it was time to do so. CDs were big, and I wanted to do other things. And yeah, I got rid of my albums. I kicked myself on the ass for doing that now, but didn't mean I didn't stop listening to Deep Purple, because I made CD copies of pretty much all their discography, and I still have them today, and I still play them today. So I have almost their whole discography. It's just on a different format. And I'm slowly getting them all back again. So I got Come Taste the Band, The House of Blue Light, Bananas, which I've got to get. I've got to also have to get these two albums here. Shades of Deep Purple, which I have. Perfect Strangers, Burn, the 30th Anniversary, The Battle Rages On, which I have. Rapture of the Deep, Who Do We Think We Are, and Rock Anniversary, Machine Head 25th Anniversary, Slaves and Masters, The Book of Taliesin, and Deep Purple. Then you have Fireball, the 25th Anniversary, Perpendicular, Abandon, and one I need to get is Stormbringer. So I do have a good chunk of their albums. I just have them in different format. So I came back to my senses again, and then I got into their earlier stuff. So I got into their first album. This is the Mark I version with Rod Evans and Nick Simper. So Rod Evans, a great vocalist in his own right. Nick Simper, bassist. Still had John Lord, still had Richie Blackmore, still had Ian Gillan. Ian Gillan's still the only remaining member of the band from the beginning. Recruited way back in 1968. There was an original drummer, but he left before things got started. So Ian Gillan's been the only surviving member of the band. But great, great album. You've got, again, Rod Evans and Nick Simper. It's psychedelic, it's progressive. Some great covers on this one as well. And great cover of Hush, Help, Hey Joe. So they do some covers on this one, but great album. Rod Evans, different vocals than Ian Gillan, obviously. Then they get the second one, Book of Taliesin. There's the boys there. 1968 release again, so they put 2 albums out in the same year. Kentucky Woman, the Neil Diamond song. River Deep Mountain High, the big single. Still psychedelic, still a little harder edge, still some progressive stuff on this one. Their third album of Mark I is my favorite. Not too many singles off of this one, but it's so good. So good. But at the time, Richie Blackmore wanted a harder edge sound. He wasn't happy with the way things going. He was hearing other bands going on, Uriah Heeps and all these big bands that had that hard rock sound, and he wanted that, and he knew he didn't have it with Rod Evans or even Nick Simper. So he, unbeknownst to them, he recruited Ian Gillan and Roger Glover, and they come up with this album here in rock. So completely different from these first 3 albums, and it just blew everyone away when this one came out. So it was released, and the other 2 guys didn't even know they were fired from the band. It was just it's kind of a crappy thing to do to someone, but still, just a shredding of an album for sure. And again, going in random order on this one, and then got into their comeback album. So they had departed. Again, I'm not going in any order here. This is how I picked up these albums. Ian Gillan and Roger Glover were gone. They put out some albums with David Coverdale and Glenn Hughes, which I'll talk about in just a second here. And they came back for a comeback in Perfect Strangers. This album blows you away. It's just so good. The original Mark II version back, just blowing everyone away with their great tracks. Of course, it didn't last long, unfortunately. And Richie and Ian started arguing again, and the rest is history on that one. But came back with that amazing one. And then I picked up Burn, which is the Mark III version of the band, again with David Coverdale and Glenn Hughes. Ian Gillan and Roger Glover were out. Great album. They also put out Stormbringer, which I've got to get. But great album. Different sound, obviously, from the boys. Glenn Hughes and David Coverdale shared vocals. But yeah, great album on this one. And again, Burn, that heavy first track, as they're known for. Such a great stuff. Then I picked up a greatest hits album, the very best. So it's got a little bit of everything on this one. It's got Black Knight, Speed King, Fireball, Strange Kind of Woman, Child in Time, Woman from Tokyo, Highway Star, Space Truck, and Burn, Stormbringer, Demon's Eye, and Smoke in the Water. So they show everyone involved. So you got John Lord, Richie Blackmore. You got Roger Glover, David Coverdale, Ian Gillan, Ian Pace. I don't see, oh, there's Glenn Hughes up here as well. So they show everyone involved on this greatest hits, which is kind of cool. And then I got into this great little box set. It's got 3 albums on it. It's got Perpendicular, sorry, it got Slaves and Masters, The Battle Rages On, and Perpendicular. So Slaves and Masters is the only album that features Joe Lynn Turner as vocalist. So again, Ian Gillan was out again. Just comes and goes. But it's a great album. I mean, Joe Lynn Turner's got a great voice. Maybe doesn't fit with Deep Purple, definitely fit with Rainbow as far as I'm concerned. But still an enjoyable album. Surprisingly good. And then, so Joe Lynn Turner's fired. They come up with the Battle Rages On. Ian Gillan's back again, but unfortunately this would be the last with Richie Blackmore. He just had enough. He was gone after this one. So they bring in Steve Morse from the Dixie Dregs, who I absolutely love. I just picked up one of their other albums last week. Gives a completely different sound to the band, a cleaner sound perhaps. He's such an amazing guitarist in his own right, but great album just the same. Still have to pick up some other albums with him in it, like Bananas and other tracks and other albums like that. But and then there's Infinite. This is another fantastic release with the Mark V version of the band. And then finally, one remarkable album. This is their latest, and almost maybe, I hope not, their last. This is Whoosh. Comes with a cool DVD in there as well, or Blu-ray. The first half showing Roger Glover and their producer, shit, I can't think what. I'll remember his name. Anyway, going through each song on the album, and then the second album was the concert of them in France. Just remarkable, and to see these guys in their 70s still rock on, just amazing. But the reason I say it could be their end, because the album starts off with the first album. Sorry, the very first album started off with "And the Address" as the first track. "And the Address." It's an instrumental. Bob Ezrin, that's the producer I'm thinking of. Whoosh ends with that same song, "And the Address." So I don't know if that means coming full circle or not. I really don't know. I hope not. I hope they still have more in their tank. But again, these guys are in their mid-70s. And still rock on, still sound great. And Don Emery is the keyboardist, taking over from John Lord because we lost him a few years ago as well. And Don Airey. What am I saying? Don Airey is the keyboardist as well. Does a fantastic job. He's played with so many people as well. But yeah, this is a fantastic album. If you don't know Whoosh, definitely check it out. So there's my look at Deep Purple, one of my favorite bands ever. And good luck to everyone in the contest. Go to Jeff's channel, sub it. I'll put the link below to his channel. Thank you so much, guys. Love you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.